A significant and rapidly changing weather pattern is taking shape across the United States. After a prolonged stretch of record-breaking warmth, the atmosphere is now primed for one of the more active severe weather setups we have seen this spring. Multiple threats are converging at once: powerful thunderstorms, large hail, tornadoes, heavy flooding rain, and a hard Arctic freeze, all within the span of just a few days. At USA Storm Center, we are tracking every element of this developing situation so you stay ahead of what is coming. The most immediate threat arrives Thursday. An organized severe weather outbreak is expected to develop across the central and eastern United States, and this has the potential to become a notable event. The Storm Prediction Center has already issued a Level 2 out of 5 slight risk stretching from Columbus, Ohio to Springfield, Illinois. A broader Level 1, marginal risk extends from Detroit southward through St. Louis, Kansas City, and Pittsburgh. These risk areas may be upgraded as the event draws closer. The setup is being driven by a powerful storm system currently churning through the Pacific Northwest. Heavy rain is already falling across Seattle and western Oregon, with snowfall accumulating in the higher mountain elevations. This system is not staying put. By Wednesday, a long plume of moisture will surge eastward across Canada, forming a broad band of precipitation stretching all the way from Michigan back to Seattle. This is the opening act of a much larger atmospheric drama. On Thursday morning, the storm system will drop a low-pressure center over the Rocky Mountains. That low will rapidly intensify and track northeast, eventually deepening over South Dakota and Nebraska by Thursday afternoon. As it does, strong winds will sweep across the northern plains, gusting between 30 and 45 miles per hour ahead of the system. At the same time, rich moisture streaming north from the Gulf of Mexico will push deep into the Midwest and Ohio Valley. Combined with daytime heating and sunshine breaking out across the region, this moisture will provide the fuel needed to ignite severe thunderstorms. Storm development is expected to begin around 2 to 3 in the afternoon, with the first discrete supercells firing from the Chicago area northeast toward northwest Pennsylvania. These early storms will be the most dangerous. Supercells are capable of producing very large hail, potentially baseball-sized, along with damaging winds and isolated tornadoes. The tornado threat is real, though not at the extreme end of the spectrum. Wind shear profiles are not ideal for widespread tornado outbreaks, but if discrete supercells manage to hold together before the storm line consolidates, a few significant tornadoes remain possible. The greatest tornado risk corridor runs from the St. Louis area northeast toward western Pennsylvania during the mid-afternoon hours, then shifts toward Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and Dayton as the evening progresses. Between 5 and 6 in the evening, storms will begin clustering into a more organized line. As that happens, the threat transitions away from tornadoes and toward widespread damaging winds. A large bow echo or squall line stretching from southern New York all the way back through Illinois is expected by early evening. By 9 to 10 at night, the storm line will have pushed further south and east, extending from Kansas City through southern Pennsylvania. Cities including Pittsburgh, Columbus, Evansville, and Springfield need to remain on high alert through the evening hours. Do not wait until storms are on your doorstep. Have your weather alerts active and a plan in place well before Thursday afternoon. Atmospheric instability for this event is rated in the moderate range, roughly 500 to 1,500 joules per kilogram. That is not extreme, but it is more than enough to sustain severe thunderstorms. Some storms may also display unusual and dramatic cloud structures, due to varying wind profiles at different levels of the atmosphere. If you see strange shelf clouds or rotating wall clouds, take shelter immediately. Overnight Thursday into early Friday morning, a separate but serious threat emerges: flooding. As the storm system pushes southeast, repeated rounds of heavy rainfall will move across a corridor from Illinois through Indiana, Ohio, and into West Virginia. Storm totals of 1 to 3 inches are expected across this area, but some localized spots could see significantly higher amounts where storms repeatedly move over the same ground. Flash flooding will be a real concern for low-lying areas, drainage ditches, and small streams. Do not attempt to drive through flooded roads. Then comes the cold. Saturday brings a powerful Arctic air mass sweeping down from Canada into the Midwest and Northeast. Temperatures will crash dramatically behind the cold front, with many areas dropping below freezing. Morning lows in the 20s and 30s will return to cities that were shattering heat records just days earlier. This is a classic spring whiplash pattern, and honestly, it will be jarring for many regions. Snow is not out of the question for parts of the Northeast, as cold air wraps around the backside of the departing system. Temperatures will remain well below normal through Saturday night. But the cold does not last long. By Sunday and into Monday, a fresh surge of warm air from the south will begin pushing back northward. Temperatures will rebound quickly, and by early next week, record highs may once again be challenged across a broad portion of the country. This returning warmth is not just a feel-good story. It is setting the stage for the next round of significant severe weather. Forecast models are in strong agreement that a major storm system will develop around April 1st. The combination of deep moisture, strong jet stream energy, and exceptional warmth returning to the region could produce a severe weather outbreak that rivals or even exceeds what we are expecting Thursday. Tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds will all be on the table again as we head into the first days of April. This is not a one-and-done weather event. A persistent trough sitting over the western United States will continue to generate storm systems and funnel them eastward through much of early April. The pattern is locked in, and it favors repeated severe weather opportunities on a near-weekly basis. Spring is in full force across the United States, and honestly, it is not holding back. The combination of powerful jet stream energy, abundant Gulf moisture, and dramatic temperature swings is creating conditions that severe weather meteorologists closely watch every year. We are now squarely inside that window. USA Storm Center will continue monitoring this entire setup around the clock. Stay weather aware, keep your emergency kit ready, download a reliable weather alert app, and always know your nearest shelter location before storm season gets into full swing. The next several weeks are shaping up to be very active, and staying informed is your single best line of defense. More updates are coming as this situation evolves. Stay with USA Storm